Beautiful. Well, let's kick this off. Swep,
Boys.
welcome to the On the Drift podcast. We're all a bit rusty this morning.
Mate. So to give you guys some context, I went absolutely fucking nuclear last night and I'm coming in hot and dusty for this interview.
Like you, mate.
Yes, very unlike me. So on the Drift podcast, typically about horse racing,
Not today.
but not today.
Not today.
We're talking to an Aussie cricketer today.
Yeah.
So
Hey, an Australian Test cricketer, I might add.
look out. How
Yeah.
bloody good.
Has that sunk in yet, mate?
Nah, that's weird as. Don't say that again. Nah, it hasn't. Nah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, so Test Cap 464 debuted earlier this year in Pakistan.
First touring side in what, 30 years or so?
Yeah, 22, 24, something like that. Long time.
Yeah. Absolutely insane.
You've told us about, I guess, the experience of touring Pakistan, but do you want to give our listeners a bit of context of like security measures and that sort of thing?
Yeah, it was full on, mate. It was crazy. Like my first memories of the tour was like we got a chartered flight in, and we're getting off the plane, and like everywhere you look is just machine gun, rifle, sniper. You couldn't count the amount of guys that were standing on the tarmac with rifles. It was crazy, mate. And then we all get shuffled into these like two 16-seater buses, like those those old nudging buses that you used to take to like excursions and shit like that, like those real small tight ones. And we get shuffled into two of them, bulletproof, got massive rivets all over them, bulletproof glass. And we're sitting in these for like 20 minutes while they close all the roads down, and it was crazy, mate. It was a massive culture shock. Like everyone's sitting there like kind of shitting themselves, but also like at least we know we're being looked after. So and then that just became normal, mate. That's just how we travelled around the country, the whole place, the whole time. So yeah, security was crazy. Cricket was also pretty crazy.
Some flat decks.
Some good batting wickets.
Yeah. So how many hundreds of overs did you bowl?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, hundreds of overs for not many wickets. But it was, mate. Still, like obviously a place I'll hold pretty close, being the debut in Karachi there. It'll be an easy tour to look back on and remember. But yeah, some tough, grindy cricket, that's for sure. It was a good initiation, I think, into Test cricket.
Yeah, 100%. And just on that, it's something you've sort of spoken about to us before is when they prepare decks overseas, they do Australians absolutely no favours. So can you just tell us about like what it's like there as opposed to what we sort of provide when touring sides come here?
Yeah, that's it is amazing to see firsthand. Like, because Sri Lanka was probably another level. Pakistan was like we sort of knew that the wickets we were going to get there, and we could sort of prepare for them. But they were just flat. They were just dry. They were just sort of what we were expecting, but maybe a little bit more spin. They just went full. Nah, we're just going to outbat you guys. So. Didn't really pay off for it. Sri Lanka on the other end was crazy, mate. Like you rock up to a practice session and they've roped off the practice wickets that Sri Lanka are training on, so we're not allowed to train on their wickets. And our wickets are like green, wet, like seaming all over the place, bouncing and
AstroTurf.
Basically. And then we obviously get out in the game and the ball's ragging from ball one, so we've had no exposure to that sort of stuff in practice. But we sort of had a little mantra before we went there saying embrace the chaos. So that was part of it. So we just, we're going to get not the right facilities to train on, but let's just embrace it and try and be like, fuck you. we can still win. So, and we did.
Yeah.
Nice one. So, mate, talk us through your first Test scalp. Who was it and how did it unfold?
First Test scalp was Babar Azam.
Handy.
Good one. Good one to get. Although,
tell your story, walk and Babar.
Although I'll take a few steps back, and I actually had a run out before that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I'd literally bowled my first 6 balls in Test cricket. Walk over to backward point, literally like my mind racing, thinking like you've just bowled 6 balls in a Test match.
Yeah.
And then Gaz gets an outside edge, squirts out to me, pick one up, throw it down the stumps. Like, absolutely no idea how I did it. Like, I couldn't explain
instinct.
it. Yeah, instinct. Like, just saw the ball, picked it up, threw it. And from that moment on, I was like, for starters, I forgot the first 6 balls I just bowled. Like, I had no idea what sort of over my first over was like. And then secondly, I was like, in my own mind, I was like, it's all good. I don't have to take a wicket anymore. I've taken a test scalp. Even if I don't take a wicket, I've contributed. Like, it's funny how your mind works. But yeah, I think it was my 6th or 7th over. I took Bubba Azam. They were in a bit of a point of struggle. He was trying to take me downtown and spooned one up to Uzi at long off. So yeah, it's a good one. Good one to get.
Yeah, for sure.
Bowled Swepson, caught Kawaja.
Yeah, and Uzi gave you your test cap, right?
He did too. Yeah, it's kind of fitting moment. Yeah. But he had a good long speech cracked a few jokes for my test cap, which was good because it relaxed me a little bit. But, he's a bit of a joke maker.
We were I think we were at the Noosa Surf Club.
We were, mate. Yeah.
When we were.
Yeah, so we saw Usman giving you your test cap, and we were just hoping that you boys would be bowling first, and then you batted first. We're like, damn it!
I incredible test debut where you get 2 days of sitting in the change room before you get to go out and actually do anything. So I batted on the day of the start of day 3. Yeah. That's when I went out to bat. That was my first involvement in the test. So yeah, that was crazy. But in a way, it helped me relax a lot. Like, cause I felt like I was already in the game. Like, game had started. I was shitting at day 1. I was shitting it.
Yeah. Did you get 20 odd?
First
innings?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe just under that.
Yeah.
16 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. But got away, not out. Red ink. It's
bowling all rounder.
It's all gone downhill from there though.
Best number 11 in Test cricket.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Don't say that.
No, it's absolutely insane, mate. And yeah, so we're at the Noosa Surf Club, and we've got you up on FaceTime. Just like, good, mate, unbelievable. And so you're in Pakistan, literally getting paraded around by security with machine guns, and we're at heaven on earth.
I was a little bit jealous that morning. I actually took a screenshot on my phone of the FaceTime, so I've got that photo there. It's actually it was elite, but hope you boys had a good day.
Mate, actually, that day was just an absolute farce on the punt. So that was the Newmarket handicap, which I know means nothing to you, Swep. But to our listeners, Rock O'Clock gets home.
Rockin' Horse,
sorry. Gets home at like $120 or something to 1. Absolutely insane.
Ridiculous.
Anyway.
Hectic. So, mate, what about... so you win the series in Pakistan. What's like your biggest takeaway from that series? Because it's quite contrasting to, say, the Sri Lanka series as well. So was there anything that you really learnt about your cricket over there?
Yeah. Oh, heaps, mate. Like, I think you always learn more from like the harder stuff than you do from, rocking up, taking wickets left, right and centre.
Yeah.
So that test probably learnt more than the 2 tests in Sri Lanka, those 2 tests in Pakistan. So I think the biggest one for me was like coming from Queensland, and the last few games I'd played for Queensland was like most games I'd get thrown the ball last few innings, last few overs of a day, and he'd win us the game. Like, it's your job.
Yep.
And then I'm forgetting that I've got a baggy green on and I'm bowling with Nathan Lyon, Pat Cummins, Mitch Stark, Cameron Green, and I'm still got that same mindset of like, I've got the ball, my job to win us the game.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I don't have to put that pressure on myself because I've got like these absolute legends like that. I have been doing it for years and years to rely on as well. So just be a part of that like machine, be a cog in the machine sort of thing. So that was a big lesson for me. And then also just the added time in a test match, unbelievable. Like the extra day is incredible how much effect that has on a game of cricket. Like Shield cricket's great. Like it's as close as you can get, but the extra days, just that extra grind, like it's So those were probably 2 big standouts for me.
Just the tactics that come into play when you've got an extra day.
Yeah, massively. Like you can just soak up little bits of pressure and know that you can catch up later in the game. And it's not like that in Shield cricket, so you kind of have to go all out attack. But those were couple of takeaways that I spoke about with the coaches and the boys. So it was good learnings.
Yeah, you wouldn't go out to bat on start of day 3 of a Shield game, would you?
Not if we had any intention of winning the game. No.
Yeah. Mate, what about like what's it like from like go to woe during a test match? Like, do you catch up with the boys for brekkie like at the hotel, and then you have your own time in the morning, or what's that like?
Yeah, it's pretty. Guys are pretty routine at that level. Like you sort of have. I mean, you bump into everyone in the brekkie room, like so you see everyone pretty much before the game, but there's no like. I guess after a day's play, there's no real like, oh, what's everyone doing? Like, let's catch up and do something. I think when test match is on, it's like you just want to recover. Like you basically want to get through the day and then recover. So guys will jump in the pool, then go get room service, or jump in the pool and go to the buffet for dinner, or like everyone has their own sort of stuff. It's probably more like around test matches where there's a lot of like socialising and keeping each other company with activities and stuff like that. So, but during a test match, every guy like. Guys are different. Some guys are real relaxed, but most guys are pretty like strict in their like routines, recovery, all that stuff.
I wonder which guys are pretty strict in their routine recovery. To be honest, it's probably just the bloody fast bowlers.
The quickies, mate. Yeah, they are very rigid. They'll jump in the pool, go straight to the room, order room service, get on the maps, play a bit of COD, and then
get on the maps.
Yeah, just play a bit of COD, and then away they go. Sleep, wake up, run in. Bowl again. That's
shit. Yeah. If I was in Pakistan all day and then I was playing COD afterwards, I'd probably give myself nightmares. To be honest. This could be my reality the next day.
You say that. The boys were a little bit hesitant in Pakistan to jump on the maps, but they love it, mate.
Why do they call it the maps? I've never heard that. So is that common?
It is common because they say it all the time. I'm not on the COD.
You're not on the maps, no.
But the boys like they've got I can't remember what they're called, but they literally it's like a suitcase that they carry around and it like just flops open and you've got like the screen
so they play on PC.
I don't know if it's PC or if
PS5 or Xbox or whatever.
But they've got full gaming set up, like the whole bowling attack's got it. I think the Big Bison's got it as well. They love it, mate. They get all around it. So
who's the best gamer or self-proclaimed best gamer in the team?
Oh, I think off the top of my head, I think Hoff goes okay. I think
Big
he's
Hoff?
pretty good. Yeah, Big Hoff is good on COD. I know the boys get into Gaz about how shit he is, so it's definitely not him. But yeah, I think Hoff and Starkey are real good on the maps.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. So on that as well, and something I wanted to ask you, because like you see the fellas doing warm ups especially when they're in Australia, like playing footy, like AFL and all that sort of stuff, touch footy. Do you boys still do that sort of stuff as warm ups? And do you still carve people up playing touch footy?
I wish we still played touch footy, mate, because that was my bag. Like touch footy, I needed that. But like little bit like more cautious now because of injuries. Like I know in Queensland we used to play touch footy for warm up, and then we went out to the Broncos for a session with the Bronx one pre-season.
Hectic.
And I always blame Jimmy Pearson for this. He always blames Marnus, but Marnus made a break through, like we're playing touch footy with Broncos players. It was awesome, mate. Great experience. And Marnus makes a break through the line and Jimmy's like I ain't letting Marnus score. Takes off, like full tilt to the sideline, dive, makes a touch, breaks his hammy in the process. Like pops his hammy, like splits it off the bone, like proper. This is probably 4 years ago now, but and since that day we have not played touch footy ever again.
Pearso.
Unbelievable play, made the touch, great play, but that cooked us. So
I can relate to that. Blowing your hammy playing touch footy. It happened to me like 3 or 4 times. I've got the weakest hammies in Australia.
So that's not ideal. But we still play. There's like a kick tennis sort of game we play.
Right.
It's real big in Victoria and South Australia. Those two teams play it a lot, and that's what the Australian team's warm up game is at the moment. So it's like a game of kick tennis. So it's very low, high speed stuff. There's not really a lot in it, and a lot of guys aren't very good at it. There's not a lot of buy in. I wish we got back into touch. But anyway,
yeah,
great.
Surely there's like still throwing around a Steeden or
Sharon?
A Sharon, yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit of that before the warm up game starts. A bit of like Soleil Uso passes going on, and like a little bit of juggling, like with the soccer ball. The boys
Ronaldo.
Like, bit of Ronaldo work. So there's a mixed bag, but no touch anymore.
That's a real shame. I'm bitterly disappointed. I wanted to hear stories about you absolutely carving up the defence.
No, mate, I miss it.
Selling Smudge the dummy and then stepping around Marnus, putting the big palm on.
Yeah, unfortunately, no. Well.
That's a bit of a shame. Yeah. It's a bit of a shame.
So, mate, I'm just trying to think back to, say, when we were either at high school, we finished around, 2010.
Yep.
And then, we were watching some of these blokes like in the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Is it surreal that you're actually playing with these blokes?
Never meet your heroes.
Oh, yeah, it is. Like, at the time, it's not like when I'm there and doing it, but like when you put it like that.
Yeah.
Like,
when you reflect.
When you reflect, I'm just like, holy shit. It is pretty crazy. But no, I guess, once you're in that group, like they're pretty welcoming bunch of guys, like, so, and you get to know them real quick. Like you train so much, you spend so much time, especially when you go on tours. Like when you go away, you're literally forced to like just build relationships with them, and then all of a sudden they're just mates. So it's
like, when was your first tour with the Australian side?
Yeah, that's probably so that would have been 2016, I reckon, or 2017 maybe. It was to India, so maybe 2017, I reckon, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There was that the series where it was drawn, or they won the last test to win the series or something?
I think we won the first one.
Yeah, in Pune. Steve O'Keefe took 6 for him both innings. 12 for the game.
Crazy.
That was an unbelievable experience, that, to like that, and that's probably where I felt it more. Like, I was literally like that new guy in the squad where it just like sat in the back of the change room, like didn't say a word. Like, I was actually kind of lucky I had Renners and Uzi from my state there, because they were kind of someone I could talk to. If I didn't have them, mate, I would have been like, hey, Mr. Warner, Mr. Smith.
Was that the tour that they caught the footage of you ragging one and taking out one of Davies, taking out his middle stuff?
I think it might have been, in a training session. And then it got like blown up, and like, oh, look at this new spin whiz. It's like, I'd probably bowled like 5 fullies and like 10 half trackers before that ball, but they just picked that one, so that was good.
Yeah, Davies literally hitting it back over your head. It's like, go fetch.
One for 120, but
yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
So moving on to Sri Lanka, and obviously a little bit different because, probably not as hectic as Pakistan, but there's still obviously a lot of shit going on there. So was security still pretty hectic in Sri Lanka as well, or was it a bit more lax? Because you said, like, you told us stories about like, going for drinks and going for dinner and stuff with Jess and everything like that.
Yeah, it was definitely more relaxed than Pakistan. Pakistan, we didn't leave the hotel or the ground. Sri Lanka, they were a bit more. They had security around us in the hotels, and like where we travel to and from, it was like a motorcade sort of setup. So that was all the same. But then if we wanted to like go for dinner somewhere, they just like send a security guy with us. So he'd just basically walk around with us, and
like a celeb.
Yeah, a little bit like a personal bodyguard. So so that was that. We didn't really feel unsafe there. It was just more, there's a lot of stuff going on in the country, like politically, and few riots and stuff like that. So that was their only concern. So other than that, it was actually really good. It's a beautiful place, Sri Lanka. Like, I'd highly recommend going there as a tourist. Like, there's heaps of stuff to do, beaches, bars, like little, it's just beautiful scenery as well. So it's a nice place.
Because I can't remember if you were saying this about the Pakistan crowd or the Sri Lankan crowd, but they were really thankful that you were there.
Both were. Sure. I remember Pakistan crowd, like, they just get around you. Like, if we took a wicket, like, they'd cheer as loud as what, the Pakistan team, probably not as loud, but you know what I mean? Like,
they just love cricket.
Or they, like, you turn around and wave at the crowd and they'd go mental, like, just because you waved at them, turn around and wave at them. And the Sri Lankan crowd was very similar. They actually did, like, I think it was the last ODI, they did like a wear yellow for the Australian team for coming out. So the whole crowd wore yellow. Yeah, saw
that footage. That's crazy.
That was really cool to see. It's amazing how much they love cricket in those countries, mate.
One thing I have actually remembered about that last Pakistan test that Australia won, was all the I can't remember who started. It might have been Davey Warner again, the protagonist.
I know where you're going here.
Antagonist even. Like, you just started doing all the different celebrations and you had a great one as well. What happened there?
Oh, yeah. I actually, personally, I don't know what came over me, but I think it was because they so Uzi started it with the Sajid Khan, like he was the guy with the big moustache, off spinner. He was doing that every time he'd get a wicket. So he started by when he got out, Uzi did this and it came up on the big screen. All the boys were looking like, that's pretty funny. And then Hassan Ali does when he takes a wicket and Bull's there at short silly point and just does it right in his face, like comes up on the big screen and then right before Shaheen Afridi gets out, they literally showed those two clips back to back. Like, obviously they're talking about it up in the box, oh, they're copying. And then, sure enough, Shaheen just sweeps one straight out to me. Took a pretty good catch. And I just because the way I took the catch, I got up and I was facing the crowd and I was just like, I just did it. I don't know why I did it, but I just did it. And then it was funny because Gaz took the wicket, but all the boys are running out to me. Like that's so funny. Like, how good is this? But apparently Big Shaheen wasn't too happy with it. I think Marn said he spoke to him after the game and he said, tell Swepson next time I play him beamer. Don't worry about bouncer, I'll beam him. So he's going to beam me apparently next time.
Oh, mate, lucky you're the best 11 in the world. Just hit it back over his head. Yeah. A little pogo. That's funny. That's
good. Yeah.
So when you so you got a few early wickets in the first test in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
On a hat trick.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
Yeah, hat trick balls always I've been on a hat trick a couple of times, taken one. And
Sidzy.
Yep, Sidzy at the G. Thanks, Sidzy. And everyone tries to say, oh, hat trick ball, I don't really care about the hat trick, but you always think a little bit about it when you get on a hat trick. It's you don't get that opportunity very often. So for me, I always go, when I was younger, I'd always go, oh, it's got to be a big fat wrong and try and feed him through the gate. But the time I actually took a hat trick, I just tried to bowl a good leggy. So I was now when I get on a hat trick, I'm giving away secrets here, but if you get on a good hat trick, just try bowl a really nice leggy.
Yeah, there are thousands of listeners of this podcast. News travels fast.
So that was my thought process, and unfortunately didn't come out where I wanted. He tried to sweep it though, so that was pretty rogue. Most guys, you just think, oh, he's just going to try block this out, and he just went for the paddle sweep. So I was like, well, worked out for him anyway. So
hectic.
How good's that?
Crazy.
On a hat trick in Test cricket.
Yeah, unbelievable. And you were saying after the series, because it was 1-1, so drawn series, but Australia had retained the trophy, but they were celebrating as if they won the whole damn thing.
Yeah, generally that's in Test cricket, where whoever won the trophy retains it if it's a drawn series. So we figured that's how this one worked too. But we were just trying to get clarification because the Sri Lankans, even after in the post match sort of ceremony, the announcer was kind of congratulations to Australia and Sri Lanka for winning the Warren Muralitharan trophy, and we were just what? Oh, okay, that's kind of weird. And then both captains took a photo with the trophy, both holding the trophy, and we were just this doesn't feel right. And then they were getting their team photo done after the game, and their team manager or something walks over with the trophy, to go take a photo with the trophy in front of the team photo. And our manager had to run out and be whoa, that's not right. You guys did not win that. So it was pretty funny. But I guess they were just happy they got a win against a pretty big cricketing nation. They always love beating. Well, every team loves beating Australia. It's just it is.
Big target on their backs.
Yeah,
man.
big target.
That's
big
crazy. Target. Something else I noticed when you're on tour was the first Origin game. That footage went pretty viral.
Let's go.
Of the whole team watching the game. And you in the background, just pretty much the only one being come on. Yeah. Everyone else is just salty.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the team who's a big rugby league fan?
Yeah, there's a couple. I know Hoff's a big Knights fan.
Yeah.
Dark times.
Yeah, commiserations.
Dark times.
I wonder why he's so good on the maps. He's taking
Yeah, so like the New South Wales boys, Warner Smith, they all follow the NRL. They love the state of origin. Gaz obviously loves it.
Yeah.
I think he was actually involved in their game one preparation. I think I saw on the news. He went down to one of their training sessions. So
shared some wisdom.
Yeah, I actually said to him, I was like, they're not getting you back, are they, mate? Didn't obviously work. So, so there's a few boys that love it. And the state of origin's obviously, I've been away a couple of times now in the Australian setup when there's been state of origin on, and I always take the Queensland jersey and wear it on the day, and all the boys are like, oh, you snuff, look, your Queensland snuff.
It's got to support
Exactly.
the boys.
It always pays off too. I'm always
They don't get it, mate.
They just, mate, New South Welshmen simply don't get origin. That's the thing. Like, I'd be wearing mine with pride. I'd be like, I'm supporting my state. As a fellow state sportsman. You
sure Andrew Johns is going to watch this specific moment. He's going to be triggered. So
I'm just sick of all the bullshit you guys on for 12 months. That's what I'm sick of.
But what does Kenty say? The New South Wales players, they want to play Origin, but Queensland players, they want to play for Queensland or something.
He was like, Kenny was like, oh mate, Kenny's sitting back in his seat. I think the New South Welshmen, they just want to play in an Origin jersey, whereas Queenslanders want a maroon jersey. And Buzz Rothfield's like,
yeah, I just don't think that the New South Wales players want to play Origin as badly as Queenslanders.
oh mate, NRL 360 it's a laughable list, man.
Buzz Rothfield. That is elite.
Buzz Rothfield, he's a barfly, mate. He's a barfly. That's funny. So, mate, I was thinking of maybe, because we are such a big podcast, we do have a bit of political power in Australia.
Yeah, that's true.
And we could probably influence Cricket Australia a little bit. And I was sort of thinking maybe we should campaign to have one of the decks in Australia just completely morph into what do you call it? A turning deck.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Dry as.
Well, SCG used to be that case, but
Just so we can just guarantee M. Swepson a test in Australia.
and we can get blind.
So we can go there and we can get blind, because realistically, like all the tours you're going at the moment, we can't even probably get into the country.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. Like, what's your favourite pitch to bowl on in Australia?
Yeah, it's like I've played on I've played on all of the major venues except for Optus. I haven't played at Optus Stadium, but I've played on all of the major venues in Australia now. And I've enjoyed playing generally down south is the best. So Adelaide, Melbourne, not Tassie, not Bellerive. That's definitely seen as paradise, or it's flat, so it's not great for spin. But I think at the moment probably Adelaide Oval's probably the best place to bowl spin. And I think you saw that in the Test match. Like Gaz bowled beautifully. England didn't even pick a spinner, and it just absolutely backfired on them because
They just don't get Test cricket.
They don't get Ashes cricket.
They don't get Ashes. They're actually playing pretty well at the moment.
It's funny though because that's the pink ball test. So and generally pink ball test quicks night time swing nip So it's hard for spinners there because it's like you're always going to throw the ball to the quicks at night. So there's half the game where the quicks are going to bowl. But yeah, Gaz just absolutely ragged them there. Sydney, you're right, doesn't spin anymore. It's just like it's almost like Melbourne. So Melbourne's like a bit of a green seamer, nips around and then can be flat. Sydney's the same. The Gabba, we know what the Gabba's like, seam, bounce, and then the Whacker, same thing. So there's not really that many grounds where you come rock up as a spinner and go, here we go, this is my chance.
Mate, you got one of the hardest gigs in Australian cricket, mate. So, to take wickets, you got to be good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'd say you probably, after, Stewie McGill excluded, you're probably the best leggy we've had since the late, great SK Warne.
Probably.
Yeah, in the test arena, I'd say.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And we're probably biased there, but I think...
I don't think so.
I think the stats stand up. How many games of Shield cricket have you played?
I'd say around 40, close to 50, I reckon.
2 titles?
Yeah, 2 Shield titles, which is, again, that's a big achievement because they don't come around that easily. Especially, I know we had a guy Peter Forrest. He played for however many years he played and never won a shield.
Yeah, right.
There's lots of guys that go the whole careers without winning shields, and I've got 2 of them at the moment, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
It's good. And I love playing for Queensland, mate.
Yeah.
So even though we play at the Gabba, which generally I don't get much of a bowl at, I absolutely love it, mate. It's couldn't see myself anywhere else.
Yeah.
How good.
And have you won a one-day comp with Queensland?
No, nah. I haven't won one of them. So
And I'm assuming you haven't won one with the Heat
Heat, no.
No,
Yeah.
because the Heat haven't won for bloody
since
ages.
the second.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say okay.
So what's sorry mate,
No, you go.
I was just going to ask, like, now that you've ticked the box of like the baggy green, you've got a test wicket, like just one, which they can never take away from you. What's something that you sort of want to achieve next, or like what's something that you want to look back on in your career and be like, yeah, I got to do that? Test 100?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'd love to do that. Nah, I don't know. I've never really been that sort of like in the goals that I set, they're not really like result, like achievement based. Like I want to take, finish my career with 200 test wickets.
Yeah,
For me, it's like I've always been sort of like, I've got picked to play for Sandgate first grade. Oh, cool. I'll just do my best. Oh, I got picked to play for Queensland now. Like, I'll just do my best. So I've always just sort of like, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I guess, in the sense of I always look for improvement, try and get better, love a challenge, love trying to, get guys out and just working hard at that. Always stay like sort of process driven instead of like result based driven. That's kind of where I've been at. So, I mean, like, yeah, you're right. Test caps, awesome. Test wicket, awesome. But like now that I'm in the test team, for me, it's just trying to like, how can I be better and then sort of solidify my spot in the team.
Yeah.
Play a role in winning games for Australia. That's sort of where my head's at the moment. So, I mean, yeah, it'd be great to do things like score a test 100 and
Imagine that.
take 100, 200 test wickets, whatever. That'd be awesome. But I feel like if I get
Carried away.
soaked up in
Yeah.
that, then it takes away from the process. So, yeah.
Trust the process, Joel
That's it.
Embiid.
Yeah, Joel, wow. He knows what he's talking about, man. Knows what he's talking about.
Mate, if you're up for it, I'd be interested to see like who are the pests in the test side. So, who annoys you at training? I have a fair idea of who, but who would it be?
Basically, all of the batters. Particularly, like we talk about this in Queensland as well all the time. Like batters are just rare, mate. They're just rare.
You'd probably tell them
humans.
to their face as well.
But they need to be too, because
Yeah.
like you got to love batting and like be obsessed with it to get to that sort of level. So, but yeah, they're just like I know, like the boys. You can always tell when Marnus and Uzi are in the same room because the only two voices you can hear is those two, because they're basically like bickering about something, and sure enough, they'll clear the change room like the boys will just like, I can't listen to those two. So yeah, and like there's a few like that. Like Davey Warner is quite loud and like likes to poke the bear on a few boys at times. And actually, I'll tell you, one of the bowlers that's a little bit of a prankster is Michael Neeser. He
really?
loves a prank, mate. Yeah, like if you leave your wallet out, he'll strap your wallet together, and like he actually got one of our coaches, James Hopes, after a Shield game was rocking up, pulled into a servo, filled up, pulls his credit card out, it's got strapping tape all around the credit card. So Ness can definitely be a bit of a pest in the change room, but yeah, generally the batters, mate, like in regards to just annoying noise, loud, and like
just
shadow batting, and like it's just they love it, the batters.
Yeah, and you've been 12 a fair bit, especially over the Australian summers over the last year or so. What's it like running gloves to smudge?
It's hell, mate. It's like it wouldn't be so bad if you knew if you stuffed up, like all hell would break loose. Like it's like it's tough. It's hard work. I tell you what's good about it though is that he's very structured and very rigid in it, so you can almost predict when he's going to need gloves and when you can run it. It's like 15-minute time slots.
Yeah.
It's like, so if you run gloves out at 10:30, he's going to want them at 10:45, so you can prepare for that.
Yeah, right.
There's other people that it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But there's other people that are just like real weird. Like they'll just like Marnus, for example, he needs to chew a particular gum. So he might have like played a shot and the gum's falling out of his mouth, and all of a sudden he's like calling for gum, but he only just ran him out a piece of gum or something. So he asked me to run out a lighter once to burn the frills off his helmet. So he gets like frills that drop down in his eye line. So I had to go find a lighter from someone, and then he was there like burning the frills off his like just weird stuff, mate. Whereas it's hard. Smudge is hard because it's like he's got 50 pairs of gloves in his bag, and he'll say before the day, I don't want 3, 11 or 17 today. So you can't run out those gloves. So it's like, okay, so you got to write them down, take out the right pair of gloves.
Has anyone just disregarded that and just run out 3, 11 or 17?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. It actually happened recently, and every glove's paired as well. So this is where we stuffed up. Well, someone who wasn't an experienced 12th, I can't remember who it was, but they were doing 12th man for one of the test matches. And they've generally, as a 12th man unit, you sort of you get together and you work out jobs. So one guy will be down sitting on the sideline and run out the gloves, and the other guy might be getting the gloves from the change room and bringing them down. So this person I was paired with was basically in charge of getting the gloves from the change room and bringing them down. And I just trusted him that he was bringing down the right pairs of gloves. So he's brought out a pair of Smudge's gloves, put them down, and Smudge's call for gloves, pick them up, run out. And as I'm running out, I look down and oh shit, I got 2 different gloves. Like one had number 7 on it and one had like number 3 on it or something. And I know Smudge, he would hate that. Absolutely hate it. I think it was lucky because I think it was a one-day game. There was like 2 overs left in the game. So he just wanted like a pair of gloves that he could grip a bit better. So I was just like, I'm just gonna run these out. I can't turn around now. I've gone too far. And I literally remember just going like, here you go, mate, throwing them and just turning around, absolutely sprinting, giving him absolutely no chance to be like, oi, wrong pair of gloves. So I remember sprinting off, and I turned around halfway, and sure enough, he's just put them on, gotten down with it. But like I've run out gloves sometimes. There's been a bit of water on it or something, and they're like, nah, get me a new pair. Like I need a new pair. So like you learn the things that they like and don't like.
Hey, that's what it takes to average 60 in Test cricket, you know.
Absolutely.
I wonder how Smudge would go in the office in a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. Gets to 3 p.m. He's just like, "Where's my coffee? Who's bringing it to me? That's the wrong mug." No, he wouldn't last. He wouldn't last a week.
Probably not. But that's why he's playing cricket and doing pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Good on him.
Yeah, fair enough.
What about we might end it on this unless you had anything else.
No.
So I would classify what Smudge does there as like a superstition. So or a tick, whatever. Is there any superstitions that you have, or is there any other peculiar ones that anyone that you've played with has had?
And we're borrowing this word. Is there any omens as well that you keep an eye out for?
Omens. I'm not a superstitious bloke. So, and generally, again, it's batters. So bowlers aren't that superstitious. I'm trying to think of, like, I know there's the standard, like guys like putting their left pad on first, and there's those standard ones. I actually can't think of any really weird ones that are going on in the Australian setup at the moment. Like, guys have their like little routines, like Marnus does like a little prayer before he jumps on the field and then touches the grass and then runs on. Like, there's little things like that. Like, guys just, I think the reason is basically like to get into that space that they need to get into. But in regards to superstitions, omens, I don't actually think there's any weird ones. Gazza goes through about 7 cans of Red Bull in a day's play. That's pretty weird.
That is peculiar.
Man has way too much Red Bull, and he probably doesn't need it too because he's pretty hardwired already. Like
Gaz,
as a player, he's pretty like pumped, ready to go, and then he just smacks Red Bull through the back. Absolutely smacks it. So I don't know, not really. Can't think of any off the top of my head.
That's all good.
No, that's all good. That's all good. I think because we are a horse racing podcast. And, we know, Swep, that you're not obviously massively into your horses, but what should we keep an eye out for when we're doing the form this spring from like a numbers perspective? Like, obviously your test cap is 464. Do you have 22 on your back?
22 is my back, playing number.
Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to keep an eye out for when we're doing the form this spring? I reckon race 4, number 6, or race 6, number 4. Maybe
like
horse
that.
22 in like a Melbourne Cup or something like that because there's a lot of horses. What do you reckon?
You wear
like
number
that.
4 for the Heat
Queensland
and Queensland.
The Heat. Yeah, 4's my number. 4
Yeah.
was taken. Alex Carey's got number 4.
Do you have a word to him?
I didn't. No. Kez is a good bloke, so I'll let him have it. But yeah, so I went with 22. So 2 + 2, 4.
Yep.
That's kind of where I was at. But yeah, 4's my lucky number. I think in regards to cricket circles, like you'd know this, Hutch, but like 87's an unlucky number.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
13 away from 100.
So steer clear from 13.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And the English don't like number 11, do they? Or
I don't know if I've
111.
heard that.
Yeah, so it's like they're our 87 or their 87 is 111. Apparently, yeah, that's
Oh, really?
in the change room they go like, ooh. And it's like, yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah. They're weak, mate. I don't understand them either.
Weak.
They need a Kiwi as a coach to come good. Now that's worrying.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's
Well,
bloody worrying.
You know, Baz, you played a bit of cricket with Baz.
Yeah.
How do you reckon he'll go as England coach?
Yeah.
Going good so
Well,
far.
it's clearly working for them.
Mindset.
I think, mate, Baz he's just a ripper bloke. So he'll have that change room real relaxed and real like
Focus on what
easygoing.
they want to do. And
Yeah.
Yep. So that's and I think that's the way like coaching in general is going at the moment. It's like having like player driven setup where it's like a real relaxed sort of vibe. Because mate, high level sport in general is just so high pressure. So you just want to
Need
do
people manager.
you just do want to do everything you can to offload that pressure and get guys in the right headspace. So he'll be good. He'll be good for them, I reckon, which is worrying. They're a good team sometimes.
Yeah, but they're not Australian, mate. They're not Australian. All right, this will be what we finish on. And thank you so for being so generous with your time.
yeah, thanks,
Worries,
thanks,
Baz.
Swep. You know,
Anytime.
Since we are a horse racing podcast, and we have got you on over the phone after the T20 World Cup, and you suggested that the Bison, he was interested in horse racing, or he owns one, but he doesn't know too much about it. So, does anyone else that you play cricket with at state level, national level, have an interest in the ponies?
Yeah.
I already know one.
Yeah, I know Davey Warner's pretty keen horse punter. So is Smudge. Smudge is always having
Analytical.
having a look at the race card on a Saturday. So those two I know love their horse racing. I know in Queensland I think there's a few boys. Steck doesn't mind a little punt. Maxie Bryant. So there's definitely a few boys there that get around the racing.
We saw Maxie. I reckon it might have been Stradbroke Day actually.
Yeah, shit out, Max.
One day over the Winter Carnival. Anyway.
Chris Lynn, obviously.
There you go.
Yeah.
Former teammate.
Yeah. Brisbane boss loves a punt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure where he's going this year, this season. Could be playing for a different club. That'll be weird.
That'd be very weird.
Brisbane boss not playing for Brisbane. Strange times.
Crying
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah, the world's turning upside down.
Yeah.
And I just felt really, really hungover just then.
Well, Swep, thank you so much for joining us. We obviously wish you all the best and hope you get picked in the Australian Test team throughout the summer. Other than the Test series, is there anything else that is on the horizon for you?
Well, we got a World
Self-plug.
Cup. We got a
Self-plug, Tom.
World Cup T20 coming in October.
Yeah.
Pending selection, obviously. I was in the last squad, but different conditions over here, so we'll have to wait and see on that. But other than that, a lot of state cricket, a lot of Shield cricket, and yeah, basically just locking in for a big season there, and then at the back end of it's the Indian Test stuff. So that'll be exciting. So yeah,
Busy 12 months for you, mate.
busy,
Very busy.
12 months.
Righto.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Swep. All the best, mate. Thank you for coming on.
Cheers, fellas.
See you, bye.
Let's go.